Hello world, this is Olson-Galloway. I am going to read to you a post that I found on Facebook, and it's not titled and it was written anonymously, so I have no idea where the credit goes or who it goes to, but it is not mine. I did not write it, and it dug deep into me, and it's about suicide, wanting to kill yourself. I am not very good at reading out loud, so please bear with me if I make any mistakes. I make a mistake. Uh, Want to kill yourself. Imagine this. You come home from school one day. You've had yet another horrible day. You're just ready to give up. So you go to your room, close the door, and take out the suicide note you've written and rewritten over and over and over. You take out those razor blades and cut for the very last time. You grab that bottle of pills and take them all. Laying down, holding the letter to your chest, you close your eyes for the very last time. A few hours later, your little brother knocks on your door to come tell you dinner is ready. You didn't answer. He walks in. All he sees is you laying on your bed, so he thinks you're asleep. He tells your mom this. Your mom goes to your room to wake you up. She notices something is odd. She grabs the paper in your hand and reads it. Sobbing, she tries to wake you up. She's screaming your name. Your brother, so confused, runs to tell Dad that Mommy is crying and Sissy won't wake up. Your dad runs to your room. He looks at your mom crying, holding the letter to her chest. Sitting next to your lifeless body, it hits him. What's going on? And he screams. He screams and throws something at the wall, and then, falling to his knees, he starts to cry. Your mom crawls over to him, and they sit there holding each other, crying. The next day at school, there's an announcement. The principal tells everyone about your suicide. It takes a few minutes for it to sink in, and once it does, everyone goes silent. Everyone blames themselves. Your teachers think they were too hard on you. Those mean popular girls, they think all of the things they said to you. That boy that used to tease you and call you names. He can't help but hate himself for never telling you how beautiful you really are. Your ex-boyfriend, the one that you told everything to, that broke up with you. He can't handle it. He breaks down and starts crying and runs out of the school. Your friends, they're sobbing too, wondering how they could ever see that anything was wrong, wishing they could have helped you before it was too late. And your best friend, she's in shock. She can't believe it. She knew you were going through. She knew what you were going through, but she never thought it would get this bad. Bad enough for you to end it? She can't cry. She can't feel anything. She stands up, walks out of the classroom, and just sinks to the floor, shaking, screaming, but no tears coming out. It's a few days later at your funeral. The whole town came. Everyone knew you, that girl with the bright smile and bubbly personality, the one that was always there for them, the shoulder to cry on. Lots of people talk about all the good memories they had with you. There were a lot. Everyone's crying. Your little brother still doesn't know you killed yourself. He's too young. Your parents just said you died. It hurts him. A lot. You were his big sister. You were supposed to always be there for him. Your best friend. She stays strong through the entire service, but as soon as they start lowering your casket into the ground, she just loses it. She cries and doesn't stop for days. It's 2 years later. Your teachers all quit their job. Those mean girls have eating disorders now. That boy that used to tease you cuts himself. Your ex-boyfriend doesn't know how to love anymore and just sleeps around with girls. Your friends all go into depression. Your best friend? She tried to kill herself. She doesn't succeed like you did, but she tried. Your brother? He definitely found out the truth about your death. He self-harms. He cries at night. He does exactly what you did for years leading up to your suicide. Your parents? Their marriage fell apart. Your dad became a workaholic to distract himself from your death. Your mom got diagnosed with depression and just lays in bed all day. People care. You may not think so, but they do. Your choices doesn't just affect you. They affect everyone. Don't end your life. You have so much to live for. Things can't get better if you give up. I am here for absolutely anyone that needs to talk, no matter who you are, even if we've never talked before. I am here for you. In reading that, it it cut me deep because there was a time I was exactly the same way as that person felt when they wrote that. I did at some point try to commit suicide, just like her best friend that didn't succeed. I have sunk into depression. I don't take any medication for it because it just makes it worse. I'm here to tell you, just like that letter, that it doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone around you. It took a lot for me to come out of what I went through. I was bullied in school. I was picked on by pretty much everybody. There was only a couple people that said they really cared. After you graduate, people move on. They go separate ways. That's what happened to me. I really don't have any friends anymore. And it's because of the way I am. I used to be just like that girl. Bubbly, happy, smiley, the personality. Everyone loves or everyone hates. But I am here to tell you that don't do it. Reach out. Somebody will listen. Write your story down. Do a video like I'm doing. Sure, there's going to be those that are going to say, oh, you need professional help. You need to get help. Sometimes the best help that you can get is from the person that has gone through the same exact thing you have. There was a time that I wanted to commit suicide. I stood on my house roof and I stood there. As I stood there, I didn't care about anything. I didn't care what I did, what I didn't do. The day before this happened, I went through a lot. I got in a fight with my parents. I had a bad day at school. Grade school. I wasn't that old. I want to say I was 10 or 12. It's not easy. I don't think a lot of people find what I find when you go through a situation like this. I found God, and I know He exists. And for those of you that say He doesn't, don't even comment. He is real. And I've got several things that prove it. The way I feel. That day, I stood on my house roof. I stood there and I was just going to throw myself off and hit the ground. Probably not the most elaborate way to try to commit suicide. You can, cut yourself, or you can do with other stuff too. But I didn't want my parents to know. I didn't want them to see. I never wrote any suicide notes. My way was quietly. Just, you suffer a lot when you go through school. It's not easy. But I'm here to tell you that I didn't do it. I didn't go through with it. And the reason why I didn't, I really can't tell you. As I stood there, I felt this energy. It was very positive, it was very pure, and it was very beautiful. As I stood there, I wanted to I just wanted to end it. I thought nobody cared. I thought nobody would care that I was gone. My parents wouldn't care I was gone. I was a troubled child. Just thought everybody would be better off without me. It's not easy for me to talk about, as you can probably clearly tell. As I stood there, my body made a cross on the ground. And I just stood there staring at this cross. And suddenly it just hit me. I am extremely selfish for thinking that ending it was the easy way out. I felt this force, this energy just kind of pushed me back from the edge. And as I was pushed back, I kind of slowly just sank to my knees on the roof. And suddenly, I started crying and crying and crying, sobbing, you name it. And I just saw everything that letter or that post that I just read. Why it was so hard for me to read is because I saw everything like that happening to me before I actually did something. I could see my friends having that, eating disorders or depression or being put in like a psychological evaluation because of this. I saw my mother and my father finding out that I did this, seeing my body there laying on the ground, covered in blood. I saw my mom fall to her knees and just cry herself to death. I saw my dad go into a deep state of depression, withdrawing into himself. And all those guys that were mean to me or just wanted to get into my pants for one reason only, they couldn't believe it. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to behave or how to act anymore. I did have one best friend in school, Jennifer. She would always be there for me. A couple of years back now, she just stopped talking to me. I miss her a lot. Her and her husband moved away from the closest city that I had to talk to her. She's gonna have a baby soon, and I couldn't be more proud for her. Sure, I still have, problems with depression, but who doesn't? When you go through life with people telling you what you should look like or what you should wear, how you should act, don't listen to them, please. I'm telling you this from better experiences. I hope everybody that listens to this will take what I have to say to heart, to actually listen. I'm not a professional. I'm not trying to tell you, how to live your life. I'm just trying to shed some light that those of you that are depressed, that have anxiety, or that want to commit suicide, please don't. You have so much to live for, even if you don't see it. It's not easy to see. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to walk on. But life isn't easy. But in my opinion, death is harder because it affects everyone. You never know what's going to happen around the corner. But you are beautiful, inside and out. So please, listen to this and really take it to heart. You are beautiful. You can accomplish your dreams. I know I've accomplished one of my goals in my life that I didn't think I would. I am a professional artist, and I do commissions for people. And I love it. I enjoy it. I have a horse that is my life. She's my beautiful girl. So please, don't. If you need help, you don't have to seek medical help. You can seek out somebody that has gone through what you've gone through, that can help you as a friend, not as a profession. If you need to talk, I am here, even if we've never even met. I'm here to share my story. I hope it helps those that need it. This is Olson-Galloway, signing off.